Hey, my name is Nick McLean. This is the NM Music Channel, where we talk about anything and everything related to the modern musician. Check it out. Today's Q&A day. And I'm excited for that. That means you guys can get onto this live chat thing. Let's make sure we're live, by the way. Hey, we're live. You can get onto this live chat thing over here on the right of your screen once you click live, and you can ask me some questions. Any question you want. Hopefully it deals with some music. Hopefully. If not, we'll figure out where to go from there. We'll make a deal with some music, I guess. So get your questions ready. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory what we're going to be doing. So if you have those questions about music, I got the answers. I can figure out the answers. If I can't figure out the answers, I'm going to go find the answers for you. And so I try to do this every single Tuesday. Oh, yeah. Yeah, grab your instrument. We're going to be doing some playing to figure out how these things work, these questions that you guys have, and get some answers to them by learning how to play those questions, or maybe if it involves playing at least, right? So going out. Currently, I just got some news. We have 30 students in my studio officially. It's so cool. I got 30. You guys are keeping me busy, by the way, which is great. But 30 students in my studio. I'm loving it. My studio is, 6-7 years old. But this online portion is brand new. So these online lessons, this live lesson kind of routine, that's where it's at. That's where I'm trying to transition this to. I'm trying to open up my studio to you guys that are not here in DFW, or that want online lessons, or that can't necessarily afford the full lessons in home like I teach. So I got 4 different ways for you guys to join the studio. One is, this is the free one. Join me here for the live lessons every single day at 3:30. I also do a subscription, unlimited online music lesson thing, and that's what's free right now. You can go in the link below and record yourself playing anything you want, or something from the videos I have. Submit it to me. I'll give you some personalized feedback, right? Currently, that's free, but there's a $20 per week online subscription kind of thing for you guys to go do that. Like I said, once we get a little bigger, that's going to kick in. But right now, it's for free, so take advantage of that. Go down below and record yourself doing some of these online lessons that we've done in the past every day at 3:30 Central. Yeah, then we have recurring subscriptions, of course, just for regular lessons, and you can always buy single lessons right off the bat. If you stick around, I'm going to give away a code later today. It's the same code from one of the other videos. We still have, I think, 1 lesson left to sell out. It gives you, I think it was 3 free lessons, 3 free lessons to work with one-on-one. That's $60 each, right? So that's $180 I'm giving away for free. So there's 1 more left. I think that we can get that in there today, or maybe within the next couple days. We'll see. So if you guys enjoy what we're working on in these live lessons, or if you've watched something in the past and haven't subscribed yet, subscribe down below. We're about to answer some questions, so let's get into some question answering kind of thing. We got the music Q&A. So like always, I get my camera over here going. We got that music Q&A banner, and we're going to be transitioning to a little bit of on-the-screen kind of things. Oh, hey, my wife's home. Here we go. So, got to get the screen going on here, so we have a beautiful little layout here. So, picture in picture, and here we go. Oh, it's backwards. Bear with me. And transition. Ha! There we go. So we got to make a plan of attack. Today is the Q&A day. Q+A, right? Answer or else. Question me or else. Here we go. 1, we got to look at some planned questions, right? I got some questions pulled up on the screen, ready to answer them. We're going to leave a link in the description to see if we can get them coming on over here and helping us out as well. So look at some planned questions, find maybe a new question, and answer any of your questions, right? Get your horn, because once you have your horn, we're going to be playing to answer these questions as much as we can. All right, so I have one of my first questions up right here, right? Update, looking for a gig. Thanks for, this person says, thanks for all the comments. I asked the owner if they thought of live music, and she said they're doing an open mic, and whether she gets what does that say? Whether weather gets nicer, they want to have a band can play outside when they have backyard games. Right? They're going to bring the band's offered to bring the sound system. Been there, done that. Tough situation there. I got to know the owner, and it seems like they're nice. And yeah, of course, the owner's gonna be nice. They want your money for free, is what they're saying. They want them to play for free. And if you go ahead to read these comments, I'm sure some of this has already been said. Some of them, they're like, yeah, go do it. You know, don't be offended by doing free stuff. Some of these guys are like, oh, don't do that. That's terrible. Or at least pay for the sound system. Jeez. Yeah, that's a lot of work. You have a lot of work there that you're dealing with, and working on that. Yeah, been there and done that. Done these free gigs, and they're not fun, right? You might think it's okay for a couple times, or getting paid even way under what you should be paid. You might be thinking it's okay for a little bit, but it's a hard situation to be in. So I actually have a whole video that I've done about this already. I think I released it last week on how to get a gig, and it's the 11 things to do when getting a gig. So if you haven't watched that, go check that out. I'll link that somehow in the description here in a second, if I remember. But if not, it's like the 11 best ways. It's on my channel. So go get a gig doing those things. But so there was a couple things in that video that kind of alluded to this question, right? One, yes, it is okay to take a free gig if it's your first gig and you're using it for something, right? If your first gig, and this is in that video too, if your gig is a marketing opportunity, or if your gig is a way that you can record in front of a live audience and bring that back to your table, or if your gig is something that is for an extremely charitable cause, for something you like to work with, that's another reason to get that. But recurring gigs is where I would say that's where the lines kind of be like, hold on a second there. You mean I'm not going to get paid this week or next week or the next week? That's kind of starting to get rough. And if they start asking you to bring the sound system, really start to think of, okay, how do I get in and out of this place and help them out and let them help me out as much as possible without jeopardizing so much time and money, I guess I should say, or just time, really. You can do so much better things with your time. Then there's the other option. You know, it is the Tuesday night where you have nothing going on, and I can't remember if this person said they're like a sophomore in college or if they're a high schooler. It just really depends on your situation as well. But like I said before, I think there's a time and a place for a free gig. There's a time and a place to offer that sound system for free. There's a time and a place to get everything, like you said, in there. But if they're having people on, if they're making money, they should at least be paying you money, and it should not just be tips. All right? So you guys know what this means. We've answered a little bit of this question. We've agreed a little bit. So let's go grab that link, right, from our YouTube right here. And we're going to share that, of course, right here. Hey, thanks for your question. Nah, let's not write that. Thanks for your question. You didn't ask the question to me. All right. Great question. Everyone below, excuse me, has great details about this. Details? Comments. I just answered this as a feature in my live lesson series on YouTube. Today is Q&A day. And link, of course. So check it out. Like I said, we're just trying to answer questions as best we can. I think that guy, I think you're off to something. My first gig I played with my band was free. I used it as a marketing opportunity. You can go on my channel and see these terrible videos I had from 3 years ago. I just put the camera up. It was an iPad camera, an iPhone camera. I don't know. And yeah, there's people walking in front of it. There's people, it was loud. I at least had some better audio kind of with it, but nothing like I have today. But, since then, I've used that opportunity to go down the rabbit hole and experiment with better audio techniques, better camera techniques. And most of the videos that are on my channel of my band, that's us. We've made those videos ourselves. That's me editing and adding those in. So you can do that too. Use that free gig as an opportunity to market yourself for more gigs, right? All right, let's find another question. I have another one up here and ready to go. Hello, I'm a sophomore trumpet player, and I need to start to learn how to improvise. Fundamentals and range are good and can play up to AA. Rhythms are solid, but I thought an iOS app could be useful for teaching me how to improvise. If anyone had an app they find good and can teach me, let me know. Thanks. iReal Pro. Okay, that's the first thing you see there. Of course, iReal Pro, but I don't think it's going to really teach you too much as far as, just reminding you of the chord progressions. Let's keep going. Forget about an app. I'm already agreeing with this guy. The only way to truly learn to improvise is to do it the way they have been doing from the beginning. Listen to your heroes and copy. Clark Terry said, imitate, assimilate, innovate. Oh, my goodness gracious. Yeah, you have it. You know what's going on already, right? So, yes and no. I agree with both of those. There's some great apps out there that can really help you. First of all, I think the best, as one of my previous teachers used to call it, let's just start typing here. Yes, there are some great apps that you can use, right? My teacher said, the best practice room pal is your metronome, right? So I have to type that in. METRONOME, Pro. Lets you get rid of beats, add beats, time signatures. All right, let's see. Let's phrase that a little bit better. Lets you alter the MET as you need to practice, right? Of course, I'm not trying to be a jerk with saying Metronome Pro, but it is all I need to practice is my metronome. That's literally all I need to practice. I don't even need it. Like at this point, I've been using it for so long, but I like it. It's something that's there to help me keep my time, and that is the first app that I go to as far as practicing jazz. Second, there's a great app, Harmony Cloud. Is it Stefan Harris, the vibraphone player that did this app? Look that up. He's a great player. Whoever made this app, it's an app for training your ears to certain improvisational techniques. Again, it's not going to tell you what to play. It's going to play chords in the background, but it is a great way to get your ears trained if you are already pretty knowledgeable of what you're doing before you get into this. So I would say, bring this app to your teacher and be like, hey, how can I use this? This is a great app to learn to improvise with. How could I use this for some ear training, right? These are all live, right? So I have not read this, but just once right before. And so we're just thinking together, brainstorming together. I'm going to come over here to the chat and see if there's any of you guys saying, hey, there's something that you would use. I know there's one person over there in the chat. What's up? If you have something that you would use to practice jazz, an app or something like that, share it. Let me know in the chat. If this is after the fact, yeah, go down to the comments below because that chat only works while we're here. Yeah. So let me think. Another great app that I use, of course, the Real Book, getting that in there. Yes. I know exactly what app. Especially for learning to improvise and transcribing. Let's pull this back up here so you can see what we're typing. It's called, not Audacity, although Audacity would be a Windows equivalent that you could use to help. AnyTune Pro. This is such a cool app. Actually, I think I have it even here on my Mac. I will pull it up and show it to you guys. This is a really neat app, right? AnyTune. So I'm going to pause the music, right? So we have this AnyTune thing right here. And the cool thing about this is, I haven't used this in a while, but, oh, wow, there's a lot of music in here, right? Let's see if I have tunes. Yeah. So say, for example, you wanted to do All the Things You Are. This is a backing track, I think. Yeah, Jamie Aebersold. In fact, I think it's off the Giant Steps backing track album, so it's going to go up in key. Okay. So we got to find one that's actually here. How about this one? Here we go. So this is Lee Morgan, All the Things You Are. And I want to make sure it's not too loud for you guys. See what happens.
We think at this point everybody will enjoy an old standard.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So it lets you scroll through music on this big sound wave kind of thing. But as you can see down here, I have this like kind of encircled where if I was transcribing, I can jump there and mark things up, or annotate, as they like to call it. So say I'm transcribing from number 1, which I put there. I put probably every 4 bars back when I was using this a lot. And every couple bars, I could put a annotation and say, okay, I'm going to work from 1 to 2 today, or 1 to 3 today, or 1 to whatever you have to work on today. But then here's a couple of tips for using this program. So it gets to 1. You know, set your loop there. I hit A to get that loop to move. There we go. There we go. So say I wanted to learn that lick or just transcribe that lick. I can encircle it, and it's going to repeat it. What a great tool for learning to improvise, right? Now here's a really cool feature of this. You can lower down the speed without affecting the audio quality much. All right, when I first started improvising, another tip for using this program is find the first note. I think it's going to be this larger waveform. Yeah. So say, you know, if your ears aren't that great, or if you need to work on getting your ears great, you know, encircle one single note and hit play. It's really annoying. I'm not going to let that keep going. But it really does highlight that one note. You can go in there and you can figure out that one note. So this is a great way to combine what we're working on, what people are saying down here. Don't use apps, but use apps. Use apps smartly. AnyTune Pro is a music slowdown, or slow with an E, right? There are equivalent alternatives on Android. I don't know their names and I don't know their function, but you can download AnyTune Pro on your Mac or your iPad or your iPhone. It's really easy to use. I use it all the time, and it lets you save and keep your progress. Oh, one last feature, it also lets you change the keys, so you can practice in multiple keys. So you can see how this could be useful if you just wanted to practice, say, the bridge over like Joy Spring or something like that, or over Have You Met Miss Jones, where you need to practice that bridge, but you didn't want the backing track to keep looping through. Right? So what you could do is circle that bridge, and it'll keep looping through the bridge, and you can keep hearing that and working on that one thing. Like I said, there's always something better, and I think using that metronome and you doing it by yourself is probably going to be the better way to do it. But especially for someone that's learning to improvise a little bit, yeah, that's such a great way to get into it, is to get that sound in your head before you start. And if you're one of my students, you know how I am about listening. I think that app right there, especially AnyTune, really gets you listening a little bit more. All right, so of course we're gonna go ahead. There's 3 apps for you to use. I'm sure we can think of some others, but that might be for another day, another time, or maybe even in the follow-up here. Great question. I used this on my YouTube live music lessons series today as part of our Q&A. Yeah, so check it out. There's the link, and there we go. All right, so we got some planned questions done. Look at some planned questions. So bam, I wish I knew how to strike that out. That'd be so cool. Isn't it right here? Strike through. Done. Satisfying, right? Maybe find a new question. Let's see if I can find one more question, or we can look in the comments here, or the live chat real quick to see if anyone has a question. That would be over here. All right, so we posted that. So yeah, if you guys have a question, now would be a great time over in the live chat. You know, ask whatever question you want. I'll answer it, or I'll find a way to make it into something musical. For that last person that we just answered, you know, the trumpet improvisation app, my last thing I probably forgot to really to say, join the YouTube live lesson series by subscribing down below, you know, and you can learn a little bit here too. All right, let's find another question. I love going through these trumpet forums because, you know, I'm a trumpet player. Trumpet mouthpiece shiny again? I don't know. Does the trumpet matter? That could be cool to listen to. Trumpet excerpt. No. finding new questions is kind of hard. If you guys have some good websites to look at questions, that'd be something you can leave in the comments down below or over in the live chat as well, as we're looking for this new thing. What's the best thing to do when you're not having a good trumpet playing day? Ah, yes. Some days I put my lips to the mouthpiece and automatically know that today isn't going to be a good, I'm going through that today. My embouchure doesn't feel quite right, and I can't find something that works. The sound comes out airy and range is limited. Okay, this is a great question. What are some good things to do on these days to get my trumpet playing back on track? All right. Great questions. Right, one, are you regularly REGULARLY doing fundamentals / maintenance? I always spell it MAINTEAINCE. Uh-oh. Nope. I'm just going to abbreviate it. I'm too lazy to figure it out. Maintenance exercises. Long tones, lip slurs, articulation scales, right? Oh, that's 4. Right? Are you doing those 4 exercises? Those are super important on your daily routine. 2, if you're doing your fundamentals and daily exercises, one of the steps, let's actually do a couple right now. I think it's a great time to do some of these. I never get a chance to do these live, so let's talk about some of these. I include these as long tones, lip slurs, articulation, and scales, right? I'm going to make a whole video on these. I think there's like a pyramid. Everything comes down to those long tones. And not that you have to do them a lot, but if you're thinking through these exercises and working through these long tone exercises, then you can transfer how you sound over those long tones and transfer how you feel on those long tones to those other exercises, lip slurs, articulation, scales. I think long tones is how you make the sound on a very basic level. But lip slurs, articulation, and scales are how you manipulate that sound, right? And how you can get that sound to change. But I don't like to feel like I'm changing to change those lip slurs. And the only way I can explain that is when I do these exercises, I try to feel like I'm playing that long tone the entire time, even if I'm playing lip slurs. My air feels the same, my sound is equal, and all that are coming out. So let's do a couple of those. First, we don't need that. Which one? Let's see. I love doing articulation exercises. So here's a really easy articulation exercise you can do really quickly without much thought. So first you need your metronome, right? Let's get that metronome on there. Let's put it at like 120, 130. There we go. Put it so we can hear it. All right, so the articulation exercise I have is just a chromatic. Did I just slow down? Or am I just going crazy? It's a chromatic exercise. So start on concert B flat, and we're going to articulate a lot. I say articulate the crap out of it, right? I like to do it for about 8, 16 beats. Descend through the chromatic scale, and then articulate the bottom one as well. You can also go ascending. I like descending as my air is strong, on that C. I can keep it strong all the way down. And most importantly, we're paying attention to the sound. It's 2020, it's 2019, all notes are created equal, right? So not one note should sound less than another note. They should all sound equally, right? 1, 2, let me show you what I mean. 1, yeah, right? So every single note is equal. So here's something I hear a lot, right? On the descending portion of it, right? As soon as you hit that challenging chromatic scale, you'll immediately know if you're a student, or if you are a student, you'll immediately know if you're going to trick your teacher to, I shouldn't say trick. If you're going to show to your teacher you've been practicing the scale, if you can play the chromatic scale or not. Because if you've been playing this on a daily routine, that scale should not be a problem. And if it is, you're either 1, going too fast, or 2, you haven't played it. So first of all, when the scale gets hard, or when the exercise starts moving, the first tendency is for students to back off the air and make those notes not equal. So here's what you hear. And they back off the air, and usually sounds much worse than that, to be honest. All right, so keep the air flowing through the entire exercise from the beginning all the way to the end. Here's another thing you commonly hear. The student will chop the air up in between each note. So it'll be like da 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 da. Ready? And you get this like wah 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 kind of effect that's just not really efficient trumpet playing, right? So the next thing that you often hear students do is they only do it from C to C. As soon as you give them one new note, C sharp to C sharp, right? Sorry, my C sharp to C sharp, concert B to B, they tend to freak out. Right? It's C sharp to C sharp. It's one new note and one less note on the bottom, right? Then D to D, and then E flat to E flat. 2. So I guess the tip there is, are you doing your articulation, your lip slurs, your scales, and your long tones over your range, right? And don't stop at D, don't stop at E flat, don't stop at F. Do it over your range, right? Over your comfortable range, your usable range. Yeah, those are some common things I really hear from students. An easy way to make that exercise a little easier, if you're really just getting started with a clean articulation sound exercise, right? You're creating great sounds while articulating. Get rid of the scale portion, or at least get rid of the articulation over the scale portion. Go ahead and slur down the scale and articulate the top, articulate the bottom. Notice how you feel there, creating great sounding notes while articulating. At least you've got that portion done. And then I would definitely increase the amount of articulations that you're doing on those two notes rather than the scale itself, right? Then we can transfer that feeling to the scale. So check it out. The reason I say to go ahead and slur the scale exercise part of it, or scale part of the exercise, is because when you're slurring, you are forced to use that great air to keep every single note sounding great. And that's the whole point of these exercises. Long tones, lip slurs, scales, maintenance, whatever you want to call them, articulation exercises. These are literally just to sound great. If you don't sound great over those 4 exercises, then you have to change it so you sound great. Sound great over those, because your sound is a choice, right? If you can choose on a daily basis to take that 10, 15, 20 minutes a day to work on sound, right? You can choose to sound good during that little bit of time every single day. Having that base of what you sound like is going to allow you to transfer over. All right, so that's the first way I would definitely work on that. And some tips for that articulation exercise. None of the tips actually change for any of the other exercises. Like I said, it's all just a long tone while wiggling your tongue. I didn't actually say that. It's a long tone while wiggling your tongue. So the sound shouldn't change besides the wiggling of the tongue. The sound should remain the same. That right there is actually a great way to work on that exercise. Play the long tone, then just start wiggling your tongue. Can you keep the sound even if your tongue wiggles? Or articulates, I guess, if you want to go with the big fancy words. All right. Let's see if we have any other recommendations. Not a good day, trumpet playing one day. Okay, so other things that happen to me if I play too much. Yeah. Or if I'm playing incorrectly. If I don't feel like I was doing those articulation exercises, then most likely that's what is one of those causes of bad sounds for me. My embouchure doesn't feel right, and I can't find something that works. So, yeah, I think it really comes down to, are you doing this? Are you practicing on a daily basis? Secondly, are you doing your fundamentals on a daily basis? Secondly, are you thinking through them? Just like we just did. All right, let's see if there's anything else that we can determine, to help you out. Was the last day, have you been playing hard? Because, sometimes when I play really hard, the next day doesn't go so well. Yeah. All right. Have you been playing hard recently? Have you skipped days? Right. That's another bad thing to do. Let's get some music so I don't stutter so much. Oh, look, I can turn the metronome on and off with that button. That's so cool. All right. So where's our music? Back to the music. Okay. Back on over here. Have you skipped days? We all skip days. Don't lie. Everyone skips days, but don't skip days. Seriously. All right. Have you skipped days? Hopefully not. Hopefully you haven't skipped more than one. Maybe not 2 consecutive. Don't do that. Right? That's some of the worst stuff you can do to work on those when you're working on trumpet and get better. All right. All right. Compare and contrast the sound / feeling of your maintenance exercise, fundamentals / maintenance, FUNDS / maintenance, right, with your performance / other practice, right? Are you playing incorrectly? Right, so these are some questions. If you can answer these questions, let me know. Right? I have featured this on my YouTube live series for music lessons today. And of course, put that little link in there. All right, so I think we answered a good amount of questions. Let's bump on over here to the dashboard and see if you guys have any questions for me while we're waiting. And yeah, I would like to thank you guys for coming out and doing this. So this is a great time for me to tell you. I have a. Let's go back to this camera. I like this one better currently. There we go. So we've made a plan. We answered some questions. If you guys have any more questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll ask them, I'll ask them. Yeah. And I'll answer them next week on our live Tuesday session of the Q&A, the musical Q&A. You can ask any music questions you want, whether they are dealing with the live lessons that we do here every single day at 3:30, or if there's something you and your teacher are working on you want answered, yeah, hit me up. If you guys are enjoying working on some of this stuff together, I would like to invite you to like and subscribe down below. That helps this channel out. And if you guys know anyone that this might help, share it with them. I would love to get some more students here. Like I said at the beginning of this live lesson, we are up to 30 complete students in my studio, and I'm really enjoying teaching those. And I'm hoping that this online thing keeps growing. So yeah, thank you so much. And there are 4 ways that you can jump into these studio kind of things. One, we have the free live lessons that you're part of right now, right? Eventually, I want to charge for these things as part of the unlimited online subscription package that's currently on my website and down in the details below. So if you're really wanting to join and get a head start there, go ahead and jump on those online, sign up for that down on my website. But as an early member, type in early 2019 and you get 50% off for life. That's $10 a week for lessons. You can ask as many questions as you want, get as many video feedback calls as you want. Yeah, I think it's just trying to help you guys out. So the second way you can join our lessons is the recurring lesson subscription, just a straight out one-on-one lesson. That's 1 hour each. Recurring those, that's on my website as well. You can also buy one at a time, or yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I hope that some of these questions helped you out. I hope that you guys join us. If I answered one of your questions on Reddit or whatever we were on today, the trumpet forums, like and subscribe if they helped you, or tell me what could be more helpful, because I'd love to go into further detail about those. All right, so thank you guys so much, and enjoy. I'll see you tomorrow at 3:30. Tomorrow, do you guys remember what tomorrow is? I don't even know what tomorrow is. Is it theory day or is it no tomorrow? I got it now. It's scale day. We're gonna learn a couple new scales tomorrow as part of our scale jail segment. All right, so this ends our Q&A here. Thank you so much. Let me see if I can pop this stuff up in the right way and get her out. Bye bye.